Hello everyone and welcome again to my channel Learning English with Mela. For this video, we'll talk about a confusing lesson. It's about prepositions. It's almost some students are confusing about this. So the prepositions of today are in, on, and at. After we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, like this video, and share it with your friends. So now, let's begin. We can use these prepositions in, on, at in different topics: position, transportation, time, and location. So for this lesson, we need a notebook and a pen to write all these notes, because we will learn these three prepositions that are a little bit confused in 4 steps, and it will be so and super easy. We will start by the step 1, position. We use in to talk about something inside. If you see something inside something and you want to express it by using a preposition, we use in. For example, the sandwich and the apple are in the lunchbox. How we see in the picture, there is sandwich and the apple that are inside the lunchbox. We use the preposition in. The second example is the cat is in the box. How we see also in the picture here, so there is a cat inside the box. We say in. We use on to talk about something in top. If you see something in top something, we use the preposition on to talk about. For example, the flower vase is on the table. How we see in the picture, there is a flower vase in top of the table, so we use on. The second example is the bird is on the branch. The same thing does the flower vase, so the bird is in top the branch. We use the preposition on to talk about. We use the preposition at to talk about an activity. For example, John is at school. Why do we use the preposition at in this example? Because there is an activity happened. What is the activity and what is it? The activity is studying and learning. The second example is the man is at work. The same thing that the first example. This one, the activity is working and also working hard. Now we'll move at the second step is about location. We'll start by the preposition in, because it's the general one and the easiest one to learn. We use in to talk about countries. If you want to express a country, we use the preposition in. For example, I live in America, or we say I live in the USA. I live in America. So America is a country. We use the preposition in. The second example is I live in California. How we see here that we use in also to talk about cities. Why? Because California is a city. We use in to talk about cities. Here is a little bit about California. It's a picture, how we see next to the example. We use in also to talk about neighborhoods and areas. For example, I live in Clifton. Clifton is a beautiful area. How we see in the picture is the same. So if you are talking about neighborhoods or areas, we use the preposition in to talk about. We use in also to talk about directions. Directions are north, east, west, and south. So say in north, in east, and in west, and in south also. Don't say on north and don't say at north. Pay attention. We use on to talk about roads and streets. For example, I live on the Wolf Road. So in this example, we use the preposition on because we are talking about a specific road Her name is Wolf. Wolf fruit. I think it's a scary road because the name means that. The second example is I live on the mall streets. So we use the preposition on because we are talking about a specific street. His name is Mall. We say Mall Street. We use at if there is a specific address. So we use the preposition and to talk about. For example, this card. I give you an example by a card that it's real. So here the address is Josephine Blackfoot, 16 Grassy Plains, BLVD, Westa, SD 57791, USA. This is the address. So we use the preposition at. Step 3. It's about time. So we use the preposition in to talk about centuries. For example, my great grandpa was born in the 1800s. So we use the preposition in to talk about. But I don't think so. I think my great grandpa was born in the 1800s. Clear? We use in also to talk about decades. For example, music in 1900 is better than now. So we use the preposition in because we have a decade. We use in also to talk about years. For example, I was born in 2013. So there is a specific year, it's 2013. So we use the preposition in to talk about. We use in also to talk about months. For example, my birthday is in September. My birthday is in September. So we use the preposition in because we have a specific month talking about. We use in also to talk about a specific type of time. It is morning and afternoon. For example, I go to work in the morning. We use the preposition in this case because we have the word morning. The second example is I go to the gym in the afternoon. So we use here in this case also the preposition in because we have the afternoon word. We use in also to talk about seasons that came over and over again in the year. For example, I go to the beach in the summer. So there is a specific season that we are already talking about. It's summer. So we use the preposition in to talk about summer. I see butterflies and flowers opened in spring. I love playing with snow in winter. I saw leaves falling from trees in fall. So we can use in to talk about seasons of the year. We use on to talk about days of the week. So we say on Sunday, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, and on Sunday. Then we repeat the same thing again and again and again. So we use on also to talk about phrase with the word day. Because actually we use Christmas with different other prepositions. But if there is Christmas with the word day, we use the preposition on to talk about. For example, on Christmas Day, on Valentine's Day, on a rainy day, on a sunny day, on a shiny day, etc. We use on also to talk about specific dates. For example, on the 1st February. So the specific date is 1st February. We use on also to talk about dates that are with the dates specific and more specific. Is for example, on Wednesday the 10th, we have the day of the week, the name of the day of the week, Wednesday, on Wednesday the 10th. I hope that you are already understand this part of my video. We use at also to talk about a specific time clock. For example, I meet you at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock is a specific address, so we use the preposition at to talk about. The second example is we have dinner at 8:30. The same thing as the first example, so we use the preposition at to talk about a specific time clock. We use at also to talk about the two words that are night and noon. For example, I sleep so well at night. I sleep so well at night. The second example is I lunch at noon. So if there is night and noon, we use the preposition at to talk about. Remember, we say in the morning, in the afternoon, but we say at night, at noon. And remember also that noon equals 12 a.m. Keep it in mind this information that noon equals 12 a.m. For example, in one exam, they can have this question, how equals noon, and it will be confusing. What? What do I mean by this question? And here is the answer, 12 a.m. And last step is the step 4. It's about transportation. For example, in. In, we use it with taxi, helicopter, truck. Why? Because there is a small spaces into this type of transportation. And also, we can't move in it. For example, we say in a taxi because taxi we must just sit on your chair and don't move. The same thing that in helicopter and truck. But we say on if we are talking about the big spaces in different types of transportation. For example, train, ship, plane, also boats, buses, etc. There we can move, we can talk together, we can have more space than cars and helicopters and trucks, and also cars, not just taxis. So we use on to talk about the big spaces in type of transportation, but in with the small spaces that we can't move and you must just sit on your chair. We use on to talk about the type of transportation that you are on. This is that type of transportation. You are on it. We use the preposition on because you are in top of it. For example, bike, horse, camel, etc. So we say, I am on a bike, I am on a horse, and I am on a camel. Not in a horse, not in a bike, not in a camel. And we don't say at. No. The correct answer is on. Remember, for this type of transportation that are kind of animals, or like, for example, motorcycles or bikes, we use on to talk about. Remember this because it's so important and can be in the exams in the university also. Thank you for watching. I hope to understand this video so well. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell and like this video, share it with your friends and members of family. Goodbye, see you in next video, my friends. Goodbye.